we can all breathe a little bit here. Let's all take a deep breath as the Leafs win a slugfest 7-6 in overtime over the Chicago Blackhawks. Garrett Sparks getting his first start in the last, 2 seasons for the Toronto Maple Leafs here. And as the new backup, we're very intrigued to see what happens with Garrett Sparks in his first game of the season. However, the Leafs start off the game, not just Garrett Sparks, the Leafs team as a whole were horrific in the first, 10, 15 minutes of the first period. It was terrible. You know, they give up the first goal to Jonathan Toews, the second goal to Alex DeBrincat. And DeBrincat's goal, you can't blame Garrett Sparks. Tic-tac-toe play, nothing really he could do about that. You know, and then interesting things start to happen. Late in the first period, really nothing clicking for the Leafs, so Mike Babcock decides, I'm going to switch the lines up. So instead of having Patrick Marleau, Auston Matthews, and Tyler Ennis, he puts Patrick Marleau with Auston Matthews and Kasperi Kapanen. Now, when I heard this and saw this, I'm like, oh, I kind of like that. And it seemed to pay off pretty much right away. 14:09 into the period, just under 6 minutes to play. Auston Matthews with an absolutely ridiculous saucer pass up and over and right to the tape of Kasperi Kapanen, almost like Erik Karlsson in the playoffs back when Ottawa won the or made it to the conference finals. Obviously not as perfect as that pass was, but very close to it. It went all the way to the blue line. Kasperi Kapanen on the breakaway beats Cam Ward high glove side, and the Leafs cut the lead in half. It is 2-1. But as we have seen, this Leafs team have found ways to score in bunches. Less than a minute after that, Auston Matthews, off an interesting feed from Kasperi Kapanen. Kapanen does all the work down low, picks up like a loose puck, takes his time, backhands it to Auston Matthews, kind of gets in Matthews' skates, tries to shoot it, misses it, kicks it with his skate, but at that time, Cam Ward's already down because the initial, I wouldn't say fake shot from Auston Matthews, but he whiffed on it. And then he gets the puck on his stick, and I pretty much have a wide open net to fire it into. Thank you very much. Wide open cage for Auston Matthews. The Leafs have tied the game at 2. And that is how the first period would end at 2 apiece. Second period underway, just under 4 minutes to play. Zach Hyman, I think, honestly, guys, there were so many darn goals in this game. I think this was the goal that happened. Zach Hyman, I think Riley shot it from the point. It hit Zach Hyman. Then a great tip by John Tavares to beat Cam Ward. And the Leafs take a 3-2 lead. 4 minutes into the second period. That's what we like to see. 2 minutes after, John Hayden scores. And that lead is gone. It's 3-3. Oh, and this is just the start of it, ladies and gentlemen. And on the power play, this was the tip-in goal. I forget what happened with John Tavares in his first one, guys. John Tavares tips in a Mitch Marner slap pass, as we have seen quite often. And it's a power play goal for John Tavares. His third goal of the year. Second goal of the night. Marner and Riley grab assists on the play. And the Leafs got the lead back. It's 4-3. And that's when they go into the break, guys, with a 4-3 lead. 2:20 in, however, Brendan Manning, it's a slap shot, beats, what's his face? Garrett Sparks, there you go. And we're tied at 4s again. 9:29 in, however, John Tavares, about at the circle, just rips it past Cam Ward. Leafs take the lead. Again, it is 5-4 with just over 10 minutes to play. That could be the game winner. No. Not even close. With a minute 24 remaining, Patrick Kane, from a terrible angle, beats Garrett Sparks, and we're like, you've got to be kidding me. This Leaf team is collapsing once again. However, 22 seconds after, Patrick Marleau centering pass to Auston Matthews. He fires it in the net. And the Leafs had the lead back at 6-5. And Austin Matthews with a little celebration, one of those, getting fired up, everybody. With 29 seconds left, Patrick Kane fires it in the net. We're tied at 6 apiece. And, of course, Patrick Kane does a little bit of that to go after Austin Matthews, and rightfully so. There you go. He ties the game. Are you kidding me? It was a 5-4 game at, where are we here? At 18:35. 5-4. But at the end of regulation, it's 6-6. Leaf fans are going bonkers. That United Center was rocking. It was loud. It was crazy. And I know every single Leaf fan watching their TV or listening to the radio just pulling their hair out. And I was one of those people. I'm watching this game and I'm like, oh my, what am I even watching right now? Garrett Sparks lets in 2 ridiculously stupid goals against Patrick Kane to blow 2 leads. And like I said before, we're tied 6-6. We're heading to overtime. Oh, just 19 seconds in. Morgan Riley stops about the top of the circle, cuts to the middle, fires it, and you think Cam Ward's got it. He gets a piece of it, but it trickles through him, and the Leafs win 7-6 in overtime. I'm exhausted. I'm sweating. I'm exhausted. Look, I'm happy we got 2 points. Is it pretty? God, no. But it's a win against Chicago in Chicago for their home opener. I'll take it and move on, but holy smokes. Can we have Curtis McElhinney back? Look, I know, guys. I know it's been 1 game for Garrett Sparks, and he's not used to being a backup anywhere, really. But I'm sorry. If you're telling me Curtis McElhinney would have not made some of those saves in those key moments, you'd be lying. Because we had seen it many times. Garrett Sparks with a horrific... Guys, you know what? He was terrible in the first 10 minutes of the game. That was terrible. But after... Or I guess 12 minutes if you want to count the second goal. But after that, I didn't think he was all that bad. Let up 1 goal in the second period. Now, okay, whatever. At least still have a 4-3 lead after 2 periods. So there you go. But the difference between what we have seen in the past from Curtis McElhinney and the 1 game of Garrett Sparks... The ability to make a big save when your team needs it. Garrett Sparks did not do that. Did the Leafs help him out much? Well, maybe not so much. But he didn't make a save when he needed to. 6 goals on 31 shots. Not a very good ratio. And the Leafs have 34 shots. So they outshoot the Blackhawks, and they beat them 7-6 in overtime. Holy smokes, guys. But you know what? There's a few big things I want to talk about in this game. Number 1. When the Leafs took that 4-3 lead, they, not long after, Andreas Johnsson took a 4-minute high-sticking penalty, and that could have changed the entire momentum of that game at that time, because clearly it changed later on. But the Leafs did a fantastic and unbelievable job killing that off, and keeping the lead heading into the 3rd period, which, alas, didn't really matter, but at that time, it looked like a huge moment in that game. Special teams, actually face-offs, exactly 50-50. 30 face-off wins for the Leafs, 30 for the Blackhawks. And power plays, Leafs were 1 for 2. And for the Chicago Blackhawks, 0 for 3. So the Leafs did their job once again on special teams. Hits were even at 23 apiece. Shots, Leafs were +3, 34-31. I mean, look. Past the first 12 minutes of the game, and you can't really say the Leafs dominated any part of that last 2 minutes, but excluding those 2 minutes and those 10 minutes, I think the Leafs dominated most of the game. To be totally honest with you guys, if you get rid of those 2 goals and you get rid of the debacle at the end, and you take that middle bit, even the second period alone, I thought the Leafs did a great job. They won 13-7 in shots. They outplayed them. The zone time was there, and they did a great job. Oh, yeah, and by the way, John Tavares, how you doing? There's a hat trick for the big man. Yeah, I was trying to see if you guys would clue into it, and if you guys made it this far, you guys will know that I just said John Tavares is a Toronto Maple Leaf, and he just got a hattie. Oh, that's beautiful. 3 goals for John Tavares and a +1. Austin Matthews, a minimal 2 goals, 2 assists, and a +1. Morgan Riley, M-Riles, number 4. Twitter handle, obviously, M-Riles4. One goal, 2 assists, +3 for Morgan. Kasperi Kapanen on that line with Matthews, a goal and an assist, and a +2. 7 shots on goal for Kasperi Kapanen. I think you got to put him with that line in the next game. You have to. Look what happened today. You got the job done, and what a great job by that line. Marner with a couple assists and a +1. Marleau with a couple assists and a +1. Hyman with an assist and a +1. Jake Gardner, didn't even see him out there. Still gets an assist and was a +1 in this game today. Now, guys, this is not a game we're going to look at and try and replicate moving forward. But what this game right here is, it is game 3 of 82. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. It is game 3 of 82, and that is all she wrote, guys. But holy smokes, not a very good first audition for Garrett Sparks. Ideally, a very tough situation at the United Center against the Chicago Blackhawks for their home opener, and they've been firing on all cylinders in the first 2 games. But I'd say about 3 of those 6 goals, at the very least 2 of them, the last 2, should not have gone in. Actually, the 3rd goal shouldn't have gone in because he gave out a terrible rebound and he just slid a 5-hole. So 3 of the 6 goals should not have happened. Garrett Sparks did not have good positioning. As we said, McElhinney, a very good positional goaltender. You saw why Garrett Sparks is not an NHL-style goalie. Look, some AHL guys won't pick those corners, won't fire a 5-hole that easy, don't have as hard of a shot as Patrick Kane does. But now you're in the NHL, kid. It's got to change. And I know being a backup is not an easy job. That's why we love Curtis McElhinney. He did it for years, and he was successful at it, clearly, as a Toronto Maple Leaf, and then you let him go for nothing. And I still don't believe that it was a good move, but the Leafs get the win nonetheless, and that's all she wrote. Starting a 4-game road trip with a win against Chicago, in Chicago, for their home opener. Look, I don't care what the score is, what the result was, how it happened. But as long as the Leafs got a win, that's what matters for right now. Because the team's got to play better. First 3 games of the year, haven't played too well. There's been spurts of good stuff, but they haven't played a full 40, they haven't played a full 60, they haven't done any of that kind of stuff yet. But it is still early. Obviously only 3 games into the year, and it will take time. All right, so next up for the Leafs, guys, they take on the Dallas Stars down in Dallas on Tuesday. Freddie Anderson going to make the start, looking for a rebound after that tough Ottawa loss against Ben Bishop for the Dallas Stars. All right, so you know what, guys, that is going to do it for this one. You guys enjoyed this video, and you guys enjoyed the heck out of this game today, because I did. Smack that like button. I do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below what you guys think of the game. Who is your MVP? Matthews, 2 goals, 2 assists, and he was an absolute beast on the ice. Tavares, hat-trick. Enough said. Kapanen for kind of changing the look of that line. Would you give it to Morgan Riley for the overtime winner in a 3-point game? Who would you give your MVP to in this one? I have no clue. I could give it to Matthews, but then again, John Tavares got a flipping hat trick. So I don't know. You guys have fun with that. I'll let you guys go on with that. And what do you guys think of this game? What are your thoughts on this team right now? If you want to fire also some William Nylander talk, go right ahead, because that's still a thing. And Evan and I will talk to you guys sometime this week. Podcast edition. Link is in the description for the podcast channel and for the podcast itself on iTunes, guys. Twitter is also down below. Follow up, send me a DM, do all that great stuff, and I will talk to you guys October the 10th, which is in 3 days. Which is, what day is that? That is Wednesday, Raptors edition, as they take on the Brooklyn Nets in Montreal at the Bell Center for their next preseason matchup. I guess they only got 2 more left, guys. When that game kicks off, or I guess tips off, on Wednesday, that is 1 week until tip-off of Game 1 of the regular season against the Cavaliers. It's exciting, but I'll talk to you guys on October 10th, the next preseason game for the Toronto Raptors. And as for the Leafs, their next game, guys, goes on Tuesday, as we already said, against the Dallas Stars down in Dallas, Texas. 8:30 puck drop. All right, 8:30 p.m. puck drop in Dallas. Freddie Anderson, Ben Bishop, the expected starters. It's probably what it's going to be, though. And the Leafs look for 2 straight wins. They look for a better all-around performance. And you'll want to see Freddie Anderson put a better performance than he did against the Ottawa Senators. We're going to have to wait and see how it all goes, though. We'll talk to you guys then.